They do have lift and trim operated by the various paddles and buttons on the wheels. And now look at Westbrook and Lucas Ordóñez. Do they have more problems? Goodness me, only two of them getting away properly here. Absolutely side by side between Rafa and Blue Rising. That's great news then. The two title contenders in the race are away well and absolutely locked together.
But what happened to Westbrook and Drogba there? Just, don't know where that's coming. Oh, who are we on board with here? Rafa, but we are... Oh, now that was interesting. One was on the inside of the mark, one was on the outside of the mark. What is going on?
Did they touch, I wonder there? We could hardly see a thing. Full course yellow. Is it any wonder we've got race birds stranded all over the place? And did they touch at the front? If they didn't make contact, they were certainly very close to making contact. All we saw was a ball of spray.
But it also looked like that one race bird was on the inside of the mark and one race bird was on the outside of the mark. Now, obviously, a camera angle could be deceiving, but that's what it looked like to me. So that's a penalty somewhere.
No, you're definitely right. There was definitely one on the inside of the mark and one on the outside. No doubt about that.
I'm surprised we haven't had a restart here.
Westbrook stranded. Westbrook stranded. They had a battery issue in Nigeria last time out. They had a wiring loom problem earlier on in the season. And Lucas Ordóñez, just as they'd had that win in the earlier race with Sarah Price. Now, let's have a look at what happened at the front. We were on board at the time. What happened, Shelley?
Right, we're coming round the corner. Oh, so Rafa seemed to actually hook and actually lose shape there, and it seemed to push them into the inside of the mark. So Tom had to take the inside of the mark there. So do you know what? This is really quite confusing. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen here. He should have a penalty for that because he definitely missed the course. Westbrook are now moving again. Are we on full course yellow? No, we are green flag go now. Green flag. So we are all back up and running, but Rafa needs a penalty. Team Blue Rising are out in the lead. Drogba's broken down. Wow.
It's all happening.
What else can happen?
I know, what a disjointed start to a race. Drogba back into the launch zone, so they're obviously out. And like you say, Rafa went inside Marcus C1, and surely there'll be an investigation for that. But like you say, we're back racing again. Blue Rising in the meantime, they're out on their own at the front with John Peters, who we're now on board with.
Yeah, so he's got a nice clean start of pulling away there. So what does this do to the championship?
Well, it would mean that Blue Rising would be straight through to the final, which is exactly what they need to do, because they do need a top four later on in the final. If it stays like this, Rafa here would not be straight through to the final. They'd be in the race-off, but at least it wouldn't be the place race. And of course, it means also that TBR with Blue Rising would, with John Peters rather, would be on pole. They'd have the best starting position for final one later on today. What's the situation? They still have a long lap to do at the front, but the lead is 27 seconds over Rafa. Westbrook now have managed to get going. We're on board with Lucas, and he's taking a long lap right now. That's those green markers there on the left-hand side. We
still haven't heard that Rafa have got any kind of penalty. So do you know what? This is very confusing, but I think this could change everything in a moment. This is all to play for still.
Yeah, well, Rafa definitely went inside that second of three orange marks there, you see. There's one of them at the other end of the course, but they went inside C1, and there you are. You were spot on. Long lap penalty then for Team Rafa. Now, the question, it's not the end of the world. Because Drogba are out of this race, it means they're going to be third at the very worst, doesn't it? And what's the gap back to Westbrook? It could have been a heck of a lot worse if Drogba was still running.
Oh, well, I don't know where to start, Greg. This is all over the place, but what an exciting race, and it just throws everything out. But yes, I was wondering whether they were going to say that wasn't a penalty because it was sort of like a racing incident and he had nowhere to go. But no, they said he should have backed off. He should have slowly taken it and gone round the mark. So, yeah, fair point from the officials there at the UIM. But again, Team Blue Rising, they are just, well, they're on a Sunday drive.
What have
Saturday.
we said? What have we said about pressure and people making mistakes so far across the weekend? That was an uncharacteristic error, wasn't it, for Tom Schaap? Now, of course, Westbrook had their issue. They're a lap down. So, ironically, Rafa, despite that penalty, are still going to be, by the looks of things, in second place. We have 2 laps to go. Let's just take stock. Blue Rising are taking their long lap now on the penultimate tour. Rafa have 1 more long and the short lap still to do, so they'll have to take at least one of them now. I suspect Rafa will just go around the long lap, and yes, they are going around the long lap. Westbrook still running despite being a lap down. They've got 1 more short lap to go, but obviously having lost a lap, it's going to be third, isn't it, for Lucas Ordonez rather.
Yes, yeah, it's as you say, because we've lost Team Drogba, which is such a shame. This actually hasn't changed the championship tool. Here we are on board with Tom Schaap and seeing what he's doing with his trim and his throttle and his lift height. So yes, we are in positive trim there. So he's playing it safe, keeping it flying on the foils, nice and steady. Because again, it's all about keeping the boat flying as well as driving your race bird along, because if you drop off the foils, you lose all your speed.
Now we can tell you great work from our team here at E1 that it is all kicking off behind the scenes. Apparently Rafa are disputing that long lap penalty. Their argument is exactly what you said, Shelley, that they were actually avoiding a collision, and now Blue Rising seem to be losing ground as we come through towards the end of this race. Would you believe it? Does he think it's over? No, he doesn't think it's over, I don't think. He's just got a problem. It's the start of the last lap, and Blue Rising stop at the beginning of the last lap. Now, how's this going to work out with Drogba already out? Through go Rafa. Would you believe it? We said there might be some problems at this last round of the season, and Blue Rising, they've done everything right. Rafa take the lead, they take their short lap, and after everything, after the moment, after cutting the course, after the penalty, they're going to win. And Blue Rising are going again. They're still second because Westbrook are a lap down. It's not the end of the world, but it does mean that Rafa, if they win this race, and it's looking good now, will cement their place in the finals. What's gone on though for Blue Rising?
It was obviously a mechanical fault of some sort, because you could see John Peters, there was nothing he could do. He just lost power, and you could see him slamming his wrists onto the dashboard, his hands in fury. So, wow, what a race.
Rafa come through. They may be disputing the additional long lap penalty, but they win the group race. They cement their position in the final, and that is so important for Tom Schaap and Chris Lazaraga, and of course for Rafa Nadal.
I think if you've just won, and there's no point disputing your penalty, you've done it anyway with the penalty, so don't worry about it. And here come Westbrook, finally.
Yeah, third place for them, a lap down. I'm looking at Blue Rising, our tracker. They are absolutely cruising around at greatly reduced speed.
Oh dear.
I think they're telling them 1 more lap.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 more.
Will Smith working out the situation for himself, and John Peters, he's just got to crawl his way around. Thank goodness for him and for TBR that Drogba are out and that Westbrook are a lap down. Look, Lucas is actually pushing really hard in the background to try and catch him on this last lap. Can he get through and pass him on the last lap? Because Peters, oh, there's the checkered flag in the background. It's going to be so close.
He made it, I think. He's just made that. Team Blue Rising, despite all the problems, despite under power right now, I think he's still going to take second place.
He's just going to salvage, and that really is the word, second place. And of course, it doesn't mean they can just relax now. They've got to get that problem, whatever it is, sorted out, haven't they, before the next races later on. Of course, they're not straight through to the final. These 2 boats on screen will be through to the race-off, but into the final, that is excellent news, and that really puts the pressure now on Team Brady. They've got to get through to the final by winning their next race.
We actually don't know the outcome.
No idea.
We're waiting for the call.
Guy Barron and Phil Allen, Westbrook Racing with the big boss himself, Will Smith, Sarah Price down there, and Lucas is on the radio with them right now. Wow, what an incredible situation. What misfortune for Team Blue Rising. Let's see if we can find out what happened there. JP, I feel so sorry for you. What happened?
You know, I'm not too sure. It happened on the exit of C2 here about the previous lap before that happened. I'm not sure. I could feel the prop slip in the whole race. It's just like we couldn't even get out of our own way in that speed trap at the end of the straightaway and whatnot. Oh my gosh, I forgot to touch the button again. So, yeah, I'm not sure what happened. It happened Charlie 1. the previous lap. It's like it's slipping. Something's going on here with the propeller propulsion. We couldn't even get out of our own way the last 2 heats. So hopefully the crew will take care of it. We'll go from there.
You did press the button. We heard everything, John P. Thank you very much indeed.
John P, thank you very much.